when you miss these key positions and you're like, I can't go any faster or I'm going to blow up, right? Your job as the leader of that company is to find those holes, those gaps in your company.
Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. Today I want to talk to you about evaluating and looking at your company and trying to determine what are the positions or hires within your company that are currently missing that your organization needs to grow. And I'm going to tell you, I struggle with this for a while as an entrepreneur because typically if you look around and you're missing those positions, there's a reason why you haven't filled those positions yet. You know, oftentimes it's because they're expensive. Oftentimes it's because you don't understand it truly, and so you're a little intimidated on how to hire for it, to manage it, to lead it, to measure it. Oftentimes it's exactly that. You can't measure it, right? Like you don't really know what the ROI is going to be on that position. But I struggled with this for years at some of my companies, and I've eventually learned, you know, that we always have to have this vision for our company and understand like, okay, our company, you know, start off here and it's here and there's some gaps, right? And like your job as the leader of that company is to find those holes, those gaps in your company that are missing key people, key positions, key responsibilities. And that's your job as the leader, because other people aren't going to find this, right? Other people are just going to kind of overlap and they're going to do the best that they can to make that work because that's what they do every day that they come to work. But your job is to go, wait, no, we are missing some key components. And for me, you know, for me, it was several things over the years. It was, you know, data. Like we really needed someone to truly own and manage data. We had stuff like project management that I don't think we were doing very well, right? And so we had, you know, never really had an owner over project management. Product development and R&D was always for me lacking, right? And it's funny because those are things also that don't get me super excited either, right? Like, so there's also reasons why there were holes in it because I didn't get excited about it, right? Like I get excited about sales and marketing and growth, and I don't get excited about R&D or, you know, product owner, who the product owner is of the company, right? Or project management. I'm like, that stuff I just get done. But we were talking about this before I filmed, and I said it was funny, right? It's like you're riding a skateboard, and in the beginning, you know, when you're, and I'm not a skateboard rider, but I've done this a few times, and I've learned this lesson, right? But when you're kind of going slow, it's like nice and smooth, right? And it's like, and then you start to pick up speed. Ooh, this is fun, right? This is exciting. But then all of a sudden you reach that point, and I think they call it the wobbles, right? Or I don't know what it is, right? Where you're going, yeah, you start going, right? You go down the hill and like it starts wobbling. Well, that's kind of like what my companies would do is, right? Because we were missing these key positions, like, right? And all of a sudden the company starts shaking and wobbling, right? And so that's what I think happens when you miss these key positions and you're like, I can't go any faster or I'm going to blow up, right? It's going to be a bloody mess on the side of the road. And so that's kind of where we were at with our companies. We're like, we can't go any further until we fill these holes. And so then I started realizing, okay, the thing that made me crazy though is I'm like, if I bring this person in, you know, I want to see immediate results. Well, a lot of times these type positions aren't immediate results, right? Sometimes, you know, they come in and it takes them, you know, if you're going to do project manager, you're going to hire a project manager. That person's got to spend 60 days just understanding the company before you can even give them a project to manage half the time, right? So it's like the return on investment and the implementation of these folks takes a while. And it can be frustrating for, entrepreneurs and doers, right? Because you want to see something, you want to see action, you want to see something getting done immediately. But these type of positions often require patience and long-term vision. And so, some people at my company really kind of twisted my arm and said, D, listen, now's the time. We got to do it. We got to do it because we're getting the wobbles, right? We're getting the wobbles. And so I decided, fine, we're doing it. Now, when I step back, 2 years, 5 years, 8 years later, and I look, I can see when it's close, you can't really see the graph go up and to the right. But now when I step back after 5 years, I can see that when we made those key hires, wow, the company started to accelerate. It wasn't overnight. It took some time, but instead of getting the wobbles and, starting to flatten or go down, these were moments in the company where you look 6 months later and all of a sudden you can see that uptick, and you can see an uptick on a higher exponential number as well, which was very exciting. And so I would encourage you as the leader at your company or your organization, or whatever it is, to look around and evaluate your company, evaluate the people that you have, evaluate the systems. It could be software that's missing, right? It could be systems. It could be all of these things that are missing. And don't put your head in the sand and think, oh, I'll deal with this later, right? Maybe you know that you can't deal with it now, but you need to put that thing up on your whiteboard, and you need to get that system taken care of in Q3, and you need to put in your budget. You need to add this person next quarter, Q1 of next year, right? You need to begin to plan and fill these positions, and simply ignoring them takes it from the wobbles to a wipeout if we don't deal with it. And so I would encourage you, evaluate. Ask people around you, guys, what are we missing? What's what key person, what key position, what key system are we missing right now that would keep us from going to the next level? And get input and find out where there's those overlaps, and start getting, instead of having this anxiety around this, you can start to get some real excitement, vision, and start to put together a real job spec to how to fill those positions and how to fill those needs, or a product spec of what you're looking for in that software solution or in that data solution. But I would highly encourage you as the leader to get in front of this. This is your job. I'm Devin, and this is the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast. This is going to help you.